My name is Lysarin. I'm 45 years old. I have 3 children. I've been living with AIDS for 9 years. My husband used to work away from home on construction sites. He came home only every 2 or 3 months, but never returned with any money. He was often drunk. He became sick and got thinner and thinner. We didn't understand what happened to him, so we went for blood testing, and the results showed we both had the AIDS virus. But then after 2 weeks, my husband died. At that time, I borrowed money from our neighbor to help my husband, so we had a lot of debt. While we were away in hospital, the neighbor came to our home and threatened our 3 children that if we died in hospital, they would sell them, sell my own children. So I had to sell my land, even my home, and move to live in this isolated small place. If my children took water from one area of the pond, then the other villagers would only take from another part. Even when my children bathed, then the other children did not dare to step anywhere it was made wet by them. What have I done wrong in this past life that led me to meet such a terrible husband? What did I do? So why did I get infected? Even in our village pagoda, the old monks would not accept my food when I offered it. When I came back home, I told my children that even the monks will not eat our rice.
My name is Yan Supip. I am 26. I am the head of monk in Onkdei Pagoda. Before, even I, as well as the other monks in our pagoda, discriminated against people with AIDS. But after receiving training and information, we learned about how AIDS is truly transmitted from person to person. From that time, our Buddhist monks shared this knowledge to the villagers in our community. And so, with this new understanding, they stopped discriminating like before. Buddhism and Buddhist monks have begun to play a very important role in our community, in helping to educate people, to show them that they can live side by side with people who have the AIDS virus.
The monks of Onkdei village have been conducting regular meetings with people living with AIDS, and they helped us to understand that eventually, of course, everyone will die, whether they have AIDS or not. So we must fight to live in a positive way. And ever since then, I have felt stronger.
If there is no belief about bad deeds being carried over from a previous life, people who suffer or have difficulty would blame only themselves in this life for their misfortune. So it causes a lot of unhappiness and trauma for the person. But if we believe in Buddhist teachings and principles, then we can assign their misfortune to something in a previous life. So we believe that it helps to heal the person and to prevent psychological harm from guilt or believing that you have done wrong. So this philosophy helps them to move on and forget about the past.
I wake up every morning at 3 a.m. and make a fire to cook the porridge. And then I prepare the rest of the food that I need to cook, like pancakes and fried bananas. Before, only 2 people from the village along this road came to eat my food. But now I tell you honestly, they all eat soup with me every day, and they even share the grain of salt held in the palm of my hand. They're not scared anymore. They said, "Why do we need to be afraid anymore? People living with AIDS are accepted by the monks." Of course, I told them, even though it is getting better, AIDS is still a disease with a stigma attached to it. I hope that in the future, people living with AIDS will not suffer any more discrimination. Today, I am like anybody, not like before when I was only half a human being in people's eyes.